This is the martial arts, this or that show, where I bring my perspective, where else would you go? I'll make your heart race, I'm in your face. Now, here starts the martial arts, this or that show. Let's go! Let's go.
What up, everyone? Fernando Rivera Jr. here with the martial arts this or that show. You already know, streaming on several platforms. If you're not on YouTube, go there. Subscribe. Any subscribers? Let's get this growing now. What do? I talk about martial arts and this or that and that and whatever. But anyway, martial artist, Kempoist here, lifelong martial artist. My whole life, probably since the age of 9. I guess that's my whole life. So I have an idea what I'm talking about. You know, retired pro fighter who got his ass kicked more than anything, but I had fun. Got my nose broken 5 times and 17 stitches on my chin. It was fun times. I got to travel. That was the best part. But anyway, place I never thought I'd be. I was. Martial arts versus martial arts. Dare I? That's the title of this episode. As I said, streaming on several platforms, YouTube, Rumble, Facebook. Yeah, anyway, so if you're new, this is a new time for me. Due to my work, I have to figure this out. I drive small non-CDL trucks delivering produce to restaurants, of which I am a chef at 2 other jobs. So it's kind of funny. But anyway, it's crazy hours. I worked yesterday from 6 in the morning till 8:30 last night. A long day. But anyway, enough of that. C'est la vie. La vie. It is what it is. Martial arts versus martial arts. I say again, what is the best martial art? Well, I say dare I because I know some of you are thinking, okay, I'm taking this. He's going to say that. He's going to say this. He's going to say that. No, I'm not. Surprise, surprise. Kempoist, former Taekwondo Ka, whatever you want to call it, Taekwondo guy. I did Taekwondo for several years, so I'm a pretty good kicker. But did BJJ, obviously, because I was a fighter. You had to. If not, you get your ass kicked in a cage. If you don't know grappling or BJJ. Trained wrestling. Did wrestling in middle school. Obviously, I trained some Greco-Roman wrestlers, which phenomenal. Some Division I wrestlers. A little bit of everything. But as far as best martial art, I guess that depends. I can't say any of them is better than the other. Any martial art is better than no martial art. But people say boxing is a martial art because it is a combat sport. Street fighting is not a sport, but I got to tell you, I know some street fighters in my day growing up in a gang-infested city of Hartford, Connecticut, who took out some martial artists. So this is why I can't really say what martial art is the best. Now, as far as self-defense, any martial art is better than no martial art. Like the saying with guns, if you're better to have one and not need one than need one and not have one, it's better to have some type of skill. Better be well-rounded, to be honest. So that's kind of the thing. So I'm not saying MMA is the best martial art. No, because there are no rules on the street. And that goes for BJJ. No cage, no ref stopping the fight. No. Also, there's on the other side, there's friends, weapons, cars, garbage cans, stop signs. Yeah, I've seen people get hit with stop signs. I'm just saying. Getting jumped. Yeah. Anyway. Martial art versus martial art. That is the question that you hear a lot, I guess. But, everybody to each his own. Whatever martial art you're taking, great. Keep doing you. Whatever. But as far as self-defense, I'm going to say again, this is not a show about self-defense, so I'm not going to brag about being a Kempoist or how good I think Kempo is, even though I've said it before. 154 base techniques and 96 extensions. You'll probably use 1, 2 your whole life. Just saying. But, or then create some other stuff, because it never looks pretty in real life. I'm just saying. But I found these videos to play around with it today because it's kind of interesting. Let me make sure I get the right one. One is pretty much, you remember that show? I don't know if it was Fight Science or Discover. I forgot what it was. But the first video pretty much is a Kung Fu versus Taekwondo scenario. And this person, or whatever this is, opinion, I think. But check this out.
Taekwondo versus Kung Fu, who will win? In a no-rules street fight, what happens when these two fighters face each other? The Taekwondo fighter starts by keeping distance. His fast, long-range kicks stop the Kung Fu fighter from getting close for a while. And if he lands a clean kick at the right angle, he can knock the Kung Fu fighter out. But in a real no-rules fight, cool. Distance never lasts long. The Kung Fu fighter steps in little by little. And the moment he gets close, everything changes. With punch combinations, elbows, and close-range kicks, he starts pressuring the Taekwondo fighter. This is where Taekwondo's weakness at close range becomes clear. If the Kung Fu fighter lands the right punches and kicks up close, he can knock his opponent out. So the result, in an all-out street fight, the Kung Fu fighter wins.
Okay, as I said, whoever this narrator is, he has a point. But listen, I like Taekwondo. I think Taekwondo is awesome. It's a good sport martial art. And if you're fighting someone who doesn't have any martial arts skills, great. Its kicks are overwhelming. And if you catch somebody with one, they're done. That's why I like to kick. I like the head kicks. That's why I can kick. I make sure. That's one thing I've always made sure that I can still kick a little over my head just in case. Because you never know. But knowing Kempo, yes, it helps. Even though in Kempo, we don't kick to the head, not unless we hurt you enough that you bend down, then we make it easier. Just saying, realistic. But enough of Kempo, because I said I wasn't going to talk about it. I don't know. Maybe. But, Kung Fu is very old. It's a very old martial art. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get into the history of it because I don't know it that well, but I have an idea. It's hundreds of years old. Not saying it's obsolete. Don't forget, Taekwondo's pretty old too. So is karate. Now there's like hundreds of versions of karate. I'm just saying. But one versus the other, maybe that could be a scenario. Scientifically, possibly. But check this out. Next one is Kyokushin versus a supposed MMA fighter. I'm just saying. Check this out.
Go.
I ain't gonna lie to you, chubby guy's got some really nice kicks.
就没还可以继续吗？继续啊！
All right. I couldn't find another video. Maybe there is, and I missed it. Didn't have enough time. I've been trying to find one, but work and all that. I think I would have done better fighting. Being as an MMA fighter and a retired fighter, I think I would have done better than that guy. I'm just saying. I don't know what this guy is, who this guy is. He's probably a better fighter than I am. I don't know, but I'm just saying it's better shape than I am, maybe. But I don't know. Kyokushin is a really tough fighting martial art. That I can say. It really is. Shotokan also. I actually respect Shotokan. But I don't know. I think that was unfair. I'll be honest. You know what I'm saying? I can't judge that by that video. But that guy's got some good kicks. I'm just saying. I just don't think it was I don't know. That guy didn't attack. He didn't try to take down, which I get it. Maybe he would have got caught in the face with an instep or something, but let's see. Next one is Muay Thai versus Krav Maga. Oof. Yeah, I mean, that's one fight. Now, there are people who make fun of Krav Maga. I don't make fun of Krav Maga. I think it's a really good military style martial art against unknowing opponents. But I honestly, in my opinion, if you're fighting someone who knows martial art without rules, that might be a different outcome. I'm just saying, I'm not going to give what I mean. Muay Thai, I don't know. I'm just saying. I honestly think I give Muay Thai the upper hand in that one. I'm just saying. Next one is my boy Jesse Enkamp, Karate versus Wing Chun. Another one of those. I think if it would have had, what is it, Sammo Hung, whatever his name is, because this guy kind of looks like him. I think Jesse would have found out the hard way. But anyway, still, it's fun. Jesse was having fun. Check this out.
Oh, nice. Oh. Oh, are you okay?
Everybody was
Shit.
kung fu.
I think Jesse caught him a nice roundhouse. Sorry, Wing Chun don't do nothing right now. I'm just saying. As I said, Kung Fu, great. It's great. It looks awesome. But this is why Kempo exists. Anyway, I said I wasn't going to talk about Kempo. But yeah, because it has some Kung Fu in it. It kind of forms. Anyway, I don't know. I think Jesse would have kicked his ass. And most Kung Fu people. I don't know. If you don't know any martial art, then maybe. But let me go to the next video. Then we could talk about it a little more. BJJ. Let me see. No, actually, you know what? That's the last one. I'll save that for last. This is actually Karate versus Taekwondo. And this is funny because the guy who's narrating it, I enjoy this video. It's hilarious as hell. That sounds high. But I believe this is a Chinese Taekwondo team. He explains that Taekwondo is actually very famous in China against a Russian karate team. And just listen to the narration. It's hilarious.
Fight commentary breakdowns here. We have Kyokushin guy on the left. Ooh, Taekwondo guy throwing a spin kick. Is he ITF, guys? He looks like he's ITF. This doesn't look like WT. This was 2004. It was like a China-Russia invitational. So most of these guys are either Russian or Chinese. In fact, the Taekwondo guy looks Chinese, which makes sense because Taekwondo is the most popular martial art in China, believe it or not. It's not Kung Fu. It's because Taekwondo was in the Olympics. Anyways, so, ooh, Taekwondo guy trying to spin kick, mistimed the range. The ref says that doesn't count. This looks like, oh, to the face. Wow. Karate guy definitely felt that. He just has to shrug that off. Wow. Wow. Ooh, this. Okay. Karate guy knocked the Taekwondo guy down. Wow, very competitive match, man. Taekwondo. Oh, that was ooh, either hit to the solar plexus or hit to the liver. So it looks like the Russian karate guy won. Here we have another Taekwondo versus karate. It looks like all the Taekwondo guys, the Taekwondo guys are Chinese and the karate guys, the Kyokushin guys are Russian. So it looks like no punches to the face, but you can kick the face. So it looks like it's sort of Kyokushin rules. Unless in WT Taekwondo, you also can't punch to the face, I believe. So correct me if I'm wrong. Again, I don't know too much about Taekwondo. All I know is Taekwondo guys are among the most delusional. They're like on par with Wing Chun people. It's just Taekwondo people got better kicks than Wing Chun. So, you know, they can get away with their delusions a little bit more because I got my black belt in 2 years. Oh my God, I'm the best Taekwondo guy. So it looks like this guy also ate a kick to his, probably was a liver. So, man, this guy just got taken out too by some.
Oh! Upper hand, Kyokushin Karate. I'm sorry, Taekwondo guys. More respect to you guys. You guys kick amazingly. But I gotta tell you a personal story. I was training at one of my buddies. His name was Keith Gordon. This guy was a tremendous martial artist, knew several martial arts. I actually met Ed Parker before he passed years ago. And I remember he's the same age as me. And this guy used to, when Van Damme would sit, he would have the two chairs doing the split. That's just Keith Gordon would do that. And his kicks were phenomenal. And he was a promoter. He used to hold events. I fought for him several times, actually. One, got my ass kicked, another one. But his events were always big. He's big into promoting the shit out of events. But his school had a lot of Taekwondo guys. And we used to always cross-train. And he had a cage in his gym. I remember one time, we do a round robin, which is pretty much, you spar with one guy. There's guys lined up, two sides, 6 on that side, 6 on this side. You're sparring with this guy. Then we go around, and the next person, whoever it may be, female or male, 2 genders. I'm just saying. But anyway, and it's minute break in between, 3-minute rounds. If you got 6 people, you're doing 12, I think, 12 rounds. It's pretty badass training. But a lot of them most of them were Taekwondo. There was like two of us were MMA fighters. And being that I took Taekwondo when I was younger, obviously, I have an idea. But it was kind of fun. And the guy was very overwhelmed because, they kick a lot. Taekwondo against Taekwondo, that's entertaining. And that's when you're like, okay, let's see who's a better fighter. Martial arts versus martial art, Taekwondo versus another martial art. Taekwondo, I'm sorry. It's hard. Once again, Taekwondo against Taekwondo, entertaining. Then it's, you got to decide who's a better Taekwondoist. But Taekwondo against any other martial art that's actually has some combat-ish form to it, got to be careful. I'm just saying. Not smashing Taekwondo, but just saying. It's a really good sport, martial art. Let's see.
Got taken out too by some kind of, that looks like a liver, right? That looks like or a rib. I don't know. So this Kyokushin guy just won too. The Taekwondo guy loses in a graceful way. Here's another round. Taekwondo guy with a side kick. Karate guy has his guard up high. You see that? He's anticipating the kicks to the face. Look at that axe kick by Taekwondo guy. I just don't get why they don't set up these cool kicks with lesser kicks, if you know what I mean. Okay, this Taekwondo guy's pretty competitive. He's a little bit too bladed for my liking. Karate guy seems to be... Okay, Karate guy's got the distance down. You cannot be in kicking range with Taekwondo guy. I think Karate guy's slowly learning this. Great leg kick by Taekwondo guy. There we go, guys. Taekwondo does have leg kicks. Dude, this Taekwondo guy might finally beat the Karate guy. I don't know why Karate guy's a little shy to engage. What is this? By the way, bare knuckle. Look at that. Oh, great leg kick. Roundhouse kick by Karate guy. Dude, oh, Karate guy is inching forward. It's Karate guy's territory. No, Taekwondo guy was good. Don't let him dictate the pace, Taekwondo. He was doing so well earlier.
I'm sorry. The guys in their commentary is hilarious. Let me finish that. I actually have a few. I don't know why I had so long of that video, but still, I just wanted to show 2 different martial arts in another part of the world. It's entertaining. You know what I mean? Now, the ultimate question, which right now I know the 2 of you that are watching are thinking, if one's a BJJ guy and the other one's a wrestler, you're thinking, yeah, this is it. I doubt it. But from my experience, yours may be different. I honestly think wrestling is kind of BJJ's kryptonite. I'm just saying. It kind of is. If you have a good wrestler, like top notch, against a good BJJ guy, I'm going to go towards wrestling. I'm sorry. I got a couple videos. Oh, wrong one. Hold on 1 second. I forgot to switch video. Live. I am live, just so you know. Not recording. I like live because that way you get the me on time. So if there's a faux pas, there's a faux pas, and it's my fault. Check this out. BJJ versus... What do you think the BJJ guy is? Fun times. That's it there. Brutal. I don't know what the BJJ guy's skill level is, so I cannot critique his style, even though he looked like he really wanted him on the ground. He kept inviting him, like, come on, let's go to the ground. Wrestling guy wasn't having it. Don't forget, wrestling people, they don't like to be on their back because they don't like to get pinned. So they like to take down, avoid takedowns. And let me tell you something, personal story. I trained with this guy named Pete Stassis. His dad was an Olympic Greco-Roman wrestling coach. And I remember I was meeting him. I told the story before at the Fight Factory, one of the gyms I was working at. And Matt Sung Lee, who was the owner of the gym, was like, hey, we don't have class for a couple hours. Whatever, I forgot what else he said. I said, yeah, I'm meeting Pete here. We're going to train in a cage, do some Greco-Roman wrestling. He's going to help me train for my next fight. And he was like, Pete? Who's Pete? What Pete? And I said, Pete Stassis. And he was like, what? Bro, cherish whatever time you have for this guy. He is one of the top, probably the top 5 Greco-Roman wrestlers in the U.S. Bro, you have no idea. And it was funny because I met him because his dad and his dad's boy were regulars at one of these clubs I used to bounce at. Like literally Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they were there, older guys every time. And I remember one time his dad knew I was a fighter because somebody mentioned it, and he talked to me about his son. So the next weekend, he brought his son to the club, and I met him, tall guy, good shape, and you could tell he was a badass. And he was like, yeah, I'll help you out, man. I'll come train with you. And thank you, bro. He made my wrestling a lot better, trust me. But amazing to take down the fence and control. Holy shit, Greco-Roman wrestling. Example, Randy Couture, Greco-Roman wrestler. Division I wrestler. Guess who? John Jones. John Jones fought one of my guys before he was anyone, before he was a no one, before he was a nobody. And my guy was excited. This guy, when we took the fight, John Jones was 1-0. A month later, he was 4-0. He fought every weekend till he got to my guy and won every weekend because at the time, Massachusetts didn't have a MMA commission overlooking MMA like most states. Then finally, after years with boxing commission took over MMA to get people to fight, license and sanction, all that stuff. But before that, this guy fought every week, 4 weeks. So by the time we got to him, he was 5-0. And I remember one of the guys, Steve, he used to wrap my hands. He was a really good BJJ guy. He was in a wheelchair. He was a really good ground guy. And he used to wrap a lot of fighters' hands. Be like, yeah, give me $10. And he would wrap he was a professional rapper when it comes to wraps in the hands for fighters. And he was like, bro, I hope your guy's a wrestler. And I was like, no, he's just MMA, a little BJJ wrestling, And he was like, yeah, because the guy who's fighting now is 5-0, and he's a Division I wrestler. I was like, oh, shit. We didn't know that 4 weeks ago. But yeah, that's what happened. My boy was fighting him. John Jones got a freaking double underhook and did pretty much a backflip. Those slams where he took him over? That was the end of the fight. Yeah, my boy was like, I saw air. But yeah, anyway, another one. But check this out. This commentary out. BJJ versus wrestling.
This is what happens when a wrestler challenges people who train jiu-jitsu, and as he rushes towards the jiu-jitsu guys, they almost don't seem prepared for the aggressiveness of the wrestler, and honestly, he's sort of ragdolling them. This man is like chasing them across the mat to smash them. Do you think wrestling or jiu-jitsu is better?
Okay, like I said, I hope I don't walk out of this room that I'm doing this in and have some BJJ guy in the dark waiting for me. Who will say? Have a good night. They probably will. They're going to see me in public and say, "You're the guy. Come on, wrestle me." And then try to submit me and shit and put me in some kind of Darce choke. But anyway, it is what it is. Not a joke. But anyway, what do you think? What do you think martial art would be better than what martial art? Give me your thoughts. Write me. Let me know what's up. If you're a BJJ guy, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. But I'm just talking about my experience when it comes to that. Tell me yours. Share. Want to talk? Come on here. Let's talk about it. Rate me. We can schedule it. Same thing with any other martial arts. As I said before, my plans. I want to train at your school for a day or two. Film it. Then we can talk about it here the next day or a couple days next show. So let's plan it. Let's do this. Let's have fun. Do I have a message here? Somebody wrote a message, or is that just... Oh! Jim Coffey. Yeah, I love the UFC when we saw styles fighting each other as opposed to it being gentrified. Did you, sir? True. I can see, yeah, Jim, yeah. Because I remember that's how it was. The original UFC, that's what it was. It was martial art versus martial art. Combat sport or combat skill versus combat skill. Obviously, the Gracies took over with the BJJ, but there's a lot of stuff behind that. Look into it. You'll find some stuff. I'm just saying, there's no denying. But there were some fighters that were amazing that came out of that. The Shamrocks. I'm sorry, a lot of people don't like Ken Shamrock. I like him. He's a legend. Boss Rutan. Pancrase. That was pretty interesting. But Boss Rutan was a badass. I'm just saying. But anyway, like I said, write me. Let me know what's up. What you think is the best martial art, in your opinion, if it was against another martial art. Let's talk about it here if you want another time. If you want to talk about it again, I'll probably do another show on this if I get callbacks or messages and shit. Jim, thanks for writing, bruh. I must be watching. Maybe he signed off. I don't know. But yeah, let me know what you think. And now, as I said, thanks for watching. For those of you who watched on whatever you watch, go to YouTube, subscribe, only because it helps the channel. I want this channel to grow. Obviously, I don't make any money out of this whatsoever, either here, Rumble, or wherever else you're watching me. Yet, maybe in the future I will, and then I can go everywhere, and then it'll be more fun. But anyway, again, thanks for watching. And as I always say, music, martial arts, they go together. I'm just saying. So I always got to end the show with music. And what's the music about? It's about my t-shirt. I wrote a song about my t-shirt. It's faded, torn, bleached. I'm going to see if I can stop this so you can see what I'm talking about. See that shirt? That shirt is faded. You can't even read that at all. It's done. There's bleach stains, there's rips, but I still own it. I still have it. Why? Because it's part of me. I'm just saying. And that's what this song's about. So I'm going to leave you there. As I said, love you guys. Stay true to the red, white, and blue. Full salute to my Kempo brothers and sisters and every martial artist, the 2 or 3 that are watching. I'm sweating my ass off right now. It's hot in here. I got to get a fan. Get better lighting, too. And sound. Something. Yeah. Anyway, my tea. You guys have an amazing night. Next show will be Sunday at 6. But stay tuned. Usually I'll try to put it the next day. If I'm going to go on the next day, I'll usually put it the night before. But since I worked 14 and a half hours yesterday, I took a shower and passed out. And then I had to wake up at 3 to go back to work. And I didn't get a chance to do it until this morning, today's show. So I'll try to do it the night before. Get notified, subscribe. I'll try to post it on other stuff. You know what I'm saying? You already know. And as I always say, enjoy the song, My Tea. And what I think, as I said, Ladies!
Let me tell you what I wear when I'm out of words. Cotton and scars, ink and dirt, still standing. It's a warpath map, hemline hanging like a flag in a blowback draft. Sun hit hard, left ghosts in the scenes, but the letters still bite when they cut through the sheen. Front to back, I drag it through the day. Sweat like a stamp, won't wash away. Every tear's a chapter, I don't gotta preach. I just live what I say when I walk in the street. Not a trend, not a clip, not a common thread. It's the weight of a promise in the words in my head. 17, 7, 6 in the throat when I speak red, white, blue. Judge what you see, but you don't know what it costs. I don't fold, I don't pause. Red on my hands, white in the fight, blue when the world tries to kill my light. This tea's my signal tone, but it stands. We the people still taking back ground. Say it again. We the people still taking back ground. Say it again. We the people still taking back ground. Stare like they're searching for a reason to strike. One side claps, one side talks like a knife. I don't need a wave, I don't chase the screen. I've been here, same heart, same team. Call it old, call it dumb, call it out of date. I call it mine when I carry that weight. Pride flag on my chest with the truth in the thread. No remorse in the stitch, no fear in the red. I'm a storm in a hallway, boots on the floor. Tattered banner, but I'm asking for more. Not for noise, not for hate, not for perfect words. Just a fire that it takes to remember. You can laugh at the fade, but you can't rip out the thing that made me